Today's a good day. As always, every day is a good day. You make it what you want it to be, right? It's a good day. I'm choosing that. I always start a good day off with a little bit of pre-workout, right? You got to get yourself pumped up on something, right? Whether that's God or that's
Okay, time to do some drawing, but first we need to read.
what the fish? It's hard. It's honestly really hard. Honestly, the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Now you're gonna say, okay, you must not have done a lot in your life. You are young. You haven't accomplished a whole lot. And that may be true to some extent. But genuinely, this is, and I'm not trying to justify anything. I'm not trying to make any justification. I understand that justification is, it is just not good for the soul. But I've never experienced anything more conflicting for the mind. I'll tell you what it has done though. Because hard things aren't bad. Hard things are, to me, good. Ultimately, I think for all of us, we understand that hard things develop character. They develop personality. They develop your passions and your desires and your dreams. And they inspire you to do more. But here I am. A couple months ago, I stumbled across this dude. See that guy? I don't know if you can see him. His name is Darren Naylor. When I first found him, he had exactly however many subscribers that I had. And we were in the same niche. Actually, slightly off, right? He had different interests, such as art. He was literally, as his description says, he's a self-taught painter and filmmaker, just figuring things out. Heck, that's exactly how I felt. And yeah, he's got maybe 10 years on me, but hey, it doesn't even matter. In just a matter of one video, I saw him pop up to 15,000 subscribers. And here I am sitting at 4,000. And it's frustrating. It's hard to like look at other people and then to automatically turn back to yourself and compare and be like, why haven't I achieved the things that Darren Naylor has achieved? Then I realized something. Me and Darren Naylor have a lot in common. He's an artist. I'm an artist. Grew up in an artist family. It was that point that caused me to form a realization in my mind. And that is that I'm doing this all wrong. Now, obviously that exactly, like the thought and the idea of his channel wasn't what made me realize this. It was cumulative events over a certain amount of time that challenged what I knew. And I literally just filmed a video. Come to find out that I hate the video that I filmed. Absolutely hate the video that I filmed. Maybe I'll still post it. But I'm in my winter arc. I am trying to work on goals. Now I'm not totally quitting self-improvement, but say this is more of the beginning of my self-improvement journey. But on a different sense, pursuing things that I love and appreciate. This is my vision board, which I'm working on. Probably can't even really see it. That's my family, me. I look a little bit goofy. My wife, I might have messed her up a little bit too. All right, these are quick sketches. Don't judge me. It's my boy dog. It's my dog, Kodak. Young Kodak. He's a good boy. My goal, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, watch me. You're gonna subscribe after this video. I already saw you. I've seen you itching for that subscribe button. All right, don't hide from it. All right, and of course my dream car, which is a Porsche 911 GT 1974. Before I get too carried away, like I already have, I want to draw with you guys my next goal, my next piece of the vision board. Just a couple days ago, as I was pondering, trying to just figure out the concepts of business, I found myself in a little bit of a mental confliction, you could call it. How was I going to run a business? How was I going to figure out the idea and the concepts of business? I needed to find a way, a solution for my future family and myself that I might be able to provide and create a reality for them that is safe and secure. That's my responsibility as a man, is it not? Now, in this mental conflict of ideas, concepts, and opinions, I found myself a little bit lost. I realized I'm far off from where I need to be, far off from what I want to be, what I need to become, and there's so much more that I need to do to get to the point of actually even being able to start that business. The day goes on, I go to work, I finish work, still in that mental confliction, just thinking, allowing my thoughts to be flooded with ideas and concepts of my own. What am I doing wrong? What do I need to be doing? What do I need to change? And eventually, as a art class, actually I teach art classes for a living, that's what I do. As that class ended, I go to my mom and I start talking to her. I'm like, oh, this is kind of what I'm facing right now. This is the predicament I'm going through. I feel like I need to quit YouTube. I feel like I need to quit. I was surprised to find that what my mom said was, it was exactly what I already knew, but I was just trying to avoid the answer. And it was, don't quit. Don't quit. You've worked too hard to get here, and so if you quit now, it's a waste of time, right? I get in my car, I'm driving home, suddenly I break down, I'm bawling, I'm crying, I'm praying, and I don't cry, all right? Let me just get that out of the way. I don't cry, everybody. Everybody asking, I don't cry. Here I am, I'm like bawling, not in the good way. I'm like, God, why are you allowing me to go through this alone? Why are you putting me through this situation? Why are you not helping me when I've asked over and over and over again? Like, what am I doing wrong? I pull into my driveway, park my car. Then all of a sudden I start hearing a little bit of a clicking coming from maybe my alternator area, somewhere around there. And I'm like, oh gosh, turn off the car. I'm like, whatever, car's probably fine. Go inside, talk to my wife. She's all supportive, because she's a good wife. She proceeded to try to comfort me, and I continued to annoy her with my worries, my stresses. Whenever you go through a hard thing, you usually go through this phase of why me, why me, why me. It's always about you when you're going through a hard time. You always make life about you, and that's why you go through hard things. The next morning came. Somehow I was able to work myself out of these thoughts after my mind is racing for hours. The next day comes. I'm still in this position of thinking, wondering, pondering, questioning, just begging God, help me. And then something started to change. Some gears started to turn. As I started to realize that the answer to my prayers was in the answer that I was trying to avoid. Pursue what you've already had your entire life. Rewind. Just a couple years ago, actually just last year, about this time, I go into my barber. And this barber, he owns all the chains of these barber shops here in Utah. And this guy, wonderful guy, his name is Ethan. Now he's trying to do some bigger things with his barbering capabilities and skills, and with his business, trying to turn into a lifestyle brand, all these different things. He shows me his app. He's like, this is how much money I'm making, $100,000 in one location. He's like, this is what I'm pocketing this month. And I was like, okay. I was like, cool flex. Little did I realize what he was about to say to me. He said, here you are, Gabe, you're chasing all these different ideas. And I don't know why I was talking about my business ideas. He says, you're chasing all these different ideas, and yet you're ignoring the skill God's given you, essentially is what he said. He didn't mention God here, all right? I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but essentially that's how I perceived it. He said, here you are, you grew up, your mom teaches and has a huge art business. You've been taught the skills and the capabilities of teaching art. You have all these, you know all this stuff about art, and yet you're doing nothing with it. Do you know how much longer it's going to take you to find out and create a whole new skill and hobby just to monetize? He says, why not stick with what you already have? And little did I realize, but he was right. I'd taken what he said that day. I created a little art supply company, maybe sold a couple, and honestly, I was pretty weak in that sense. Yeah, I made a little bit of money, so what? Doesn't matter. I ended up quitting, basically. I'm like, this isn't working. I didn't realize that what I needed to do, rather than building this brand in self-improvement, which is an oversaturated market that is dying, it's cringy, it's dumb. What I should have been doing is I should have been creating my brand as an artist. What I already am, what the things that God has taught me previous. Now let's go back to the present day. I was remembering this. I kept thinking about how the day before, funny enough, every time I thought about, should I just do art? I felt really good. I felt really good about the idea of just doing art. Yet I avoided it. I avoided it over and over again. And I realized If there's anything I know how to create business out of and be happy doing for the rest of my life, it's art. It's what I've always had. And thus I realized that the answer to a lot of our problems is the answer that we're avoiding. Why didn't I want to do art? I don't know. I have no idea. Didn't feel like it was me. I wanted to do things the way that was popular. You can make money doing whatever you want. I didn't think art could make a lot of money. But my mind is opened. I realized that all these things I'd been learning in the side of business and brand building, I've realized are the most profitable things for art as well. So they're profitable for everything. You can monetize and get rich off of anything you truly love and want to. You just have to get to work. You have to stop avoiding those thoughts, the ideas, the answers that God's giving you, and you just have to get to work. You might not be the most talented, but to tell you the truth, it doesn't matter. There's some horrible artists out there today in this modern world who are making more than your doctor. What's the difference between that horrible artist who's making more than your doctor and that extremely talented artist who's making nearly nothing, the starving artist? The difference is one knows how to market themselves and the other does not. If you want to know how you can be successful at anything you want, you start pursuing what you know and learn the skills of marketing, sales, and start working on your brand today. And no, it's not easy, but it is indeed profitable. Now, I did say I am trying to work on goals. Now, I'm not totally quitting self-improvement, but say this is more of the beginning of my self-improvement journey, but on a different sense, pursuing things that I love and appreciate. This is my vision board, which I'm working on. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys the most important part. Literally the day after everything, woke up, yeah, I had alternator problems. That was the answer to the coolant leak. Oh, yeah, you didn't even hear that part. Coolant was leaking out of my car. The next morning, after this whole entire crisis, I'm like, why is life getting so much harder? Take it to the shop, find that car, realize that's what I want, realize my dreams have to be met. Anyways, besides the point, you never know how God's teaching you, right?